Amid the shattered bones of a dead world, I heard it, a soft, trembling sound beneath the groan of collapsing stone. Not wind, not the whisper of ghosts, no, it was a cry. Fragile. Desperate. Alive. I followed it through firelit ruins until I found her, an alien girl, blue-skinned, dirt-streaked, kneeling beside the wreckage of her home, tears running down her glowing cheeks. She didn't flinch when she saw me. She just whispered, "Please don't leave me." And right then, I swore she'd never cry alone again. The ruins stretched for miles, ashen towers collapsed into skeletal heaps, smoke curling from fires that refused to die, and the acrid stench of burnt metal clinging to every breath. I moved cautiously through the wreckage, boots crunching over shattered glass and fragments of alien architecture that once reached for the sky. The war had ended only hours ago, but the silence already felt ancient, like the last heartbeat of a world gasping its final breath. Then I heard it, faint, delicate, but unmistakable, a cry. Not from a human throat, not quite. It was softer, trembling, breaking like brittle glass under the weight of despair. I followed it, past twisted steel beams and pools of glowing coolant, until I reached the collapsed husk of what must have been a home. Inside, barely visible beneath a fallen support column, a young alien girl knelt, shoulders quivering, tears running over cheeks that shimmered faintly under the dim emergency lights. Her skin was a luminous shade of deep blue, streaked with ashen blood, her long dark hair tangled and matted to her face. Two small horns curled back from her temples, cracked at the edges, glowing faintly with residual bioluminescence. She clutched something to her chest, a fragment of fabric, maybe part of a uniform, her only anchor in a world that had been stripped bare. I stepped closer, careful not to startle her, but she didn't move, didn't even flinch. Her eyes, large and shimmering teal, lifted to meet mine, hollow with exhaustion yet still holding a spark of life. "Please don't leave me," she whispered, voice trembling as if the words were forbidden. And I knew right then I couldn't. Behind me, Sergeant Cole approached, rifle raised, his face smeared with grime and streaked with dried blood from the earlier skirmish. "Sir, contact?" he rasped, glancing at the girl with hardened eyes. "One of theirs?" I nodded, but raised a hand for him to lower his weapon. "She's not a threat. She's a survivor." Cole hesitated, then stepped back, muttering something under his breath about protocols and clearance. But he didn't fire, and that was enough. I crouched before her, moving slow, my hands open. "I won't hurt you," I said softly, knowing words meant little after so much loss. Her gaze darted past me to the wreckage outside, where bodies, hers and ours, still lay scattered, caught in the aftermath of a war neither side had truly wanted. She swallowed hard, trembling more violently now, as if holding back the sobs that had brought me here. "They're gone," she whispered. "All of them. My family, my home." Her voice cracked, breaking into a breathless sob, and she buried her face in her hands. Before I could comfort her, another sound rippled through the air, footsteps. Not human. Heavy. Metallic. From the shadows emerged a second alien, taller, broader, his frame encased in fractured battle armor glowing faintly along the seams. His right arm was cradled against his chest, sparking faintly from a deep plasma burn, and his other hand gripped a long spear weapon still dripping with energy residue. He staggered forward, eyes fixed on me, and then on the girl. "You human," he rasped in a guttural tone, sharp with both pain and suspicion. I rose slightly, hands still raised, and shook my head. "I'm not here to fight," I said. "I found her. She needs help." He studied me, his glowing eyes narrowing with both wariness and exhaustion. Finally, he sank to one knee, his armor creaking, and let the spear clatter to the floor. "She's my sister," he said weakly. "If you help her, help us both." Then his strength failed and he collapsed, the impact rattling the broken floor. Cole moved instantly, kneeling to check his vitals, muttering curses under his breath. "Damn it, he's fading fast," he growled. "We'll need evac, both of them, or they won't last the night." I nodded and tapped my comm, static hissing before command answered. "Echo 1 status," came the reply. "2 survivors," I said quickly. "Non-hostile. We need immediate medlift, coordinates uploading." A pause, then command replied, "Cold and clinical, confirmed. Extraction en route. ETA 15 minutes. Keep them stable." I turned back to the girl who hadn't moved, her gaze fixed on her brother, tears streaking down her glowing cheeks. I crouched again, lowering my voice. "He's going to make it. We're getting both of you out of here." She blinked at me, searching for deception, for the cruelty she had learned to expect from humans who had burned her world. But I didn't flinch, I let her see the truth in my eyes. Slowly she nodded, and her trembling hands reached out, clutching my sleeve like a child desperate not to be left behind. The minutes stretched like hours as we waited, every distant creak of metal or groan of shifting rubble a reminder that the ruins could collapse at any moment. Cole set up a perimeter while I kept my focus on her, speaking softly, asking nothing of her except her name. She hesitated before answering. Lyra, as if the sound of it was too fragile to speak aloud in a place like this. Her brother stirred slightly, mumbling her name as well, and she crawled to his side, cradling his head in her lap. The sight of her, blue skin glowing faintly, hair falling across her tear-streaked face as she rocked him gently, etched itself into my mind, a memory I knew I'd carry long after this war was forgotten. When the evac finally came, a low thrum in the distance growing into a roaring descent, she clung to me as I lifted her, light and trembling in my arms. Her brother was loaded onto a stretcher, Cole working fast to stabilize his vitals. As the shuttle doors sealed and the ruins disappeared beneath us, Lyra turned her face into my chest, whispering one last time, "Don't leave me." I tightened my grip, holding her close, and answered with a promise I intended to keep. "You'll never cry alone again.